special session in the Wellness for You series that Neighborhood Family Practice is going to be bringing to you live over the next couple months. My name's Kelly. I'm a dietitian at NFP.
And I'm Michelle, Community Engagement Coordinator.
And if you're not already familiar with us, we are the team that provides you with programming all the time. We get folks together, we do cooking demos and classes, and they're a lot of fun. But unfortunately, because we can't get together in person right now, we thought we'd bring this to you via the internet, like everything is going these days. So it is National Barbecue Month, July, and so we thought we'd celebrate being healthy and staying well, and kind of feature some common barbecue recipes, but we're trying to make them with a little bit of a healthy twist. So we'll just jump in.
Yep.
All right, so the first thing we thought we would show you is a spinach pesto pasta salad. And these recipes are available to you whether you're watching live or later on. You can download these or you can follow along. So this spinach pesto pasta salad is a great thing to have for a get-together or a party. But understandably, if you're not getting together with folks right about now, this is still something really relatively easy to throw together for your family. If you're going to have like an outdoor type meal, this is a nice refreshing take on a pasta salad. So the recipe calls for fettuccine pasta, and it calls for 2 cups cooked or 8 ounces of pasta dry. And there's some tools out there that can help you measure out your pasta, but what I do is I just cook what I think looks good, and then I portion out my 2 cups cooked. So I'm using fettuccine here, but you have total flexibility with what kind of noodles you use. You might already make your pasta salad with some other kind of noodle, that's fine. This pesto is just gonna look really nice with this particular kind of noodle. Now this happens to be just plain old white pasta, but of course you can use like a whole grain pasta for a little extra nutritional boost. So that's the pasta part of the salad. And then the pesto, what I wanted to point out about pesto is it's very, very easy to make. And I know traditional pasta salads usually use like a jar of salad dressing, but just know those are loaded with sodium and preservatives and some other things. So if you can make your own dressing, that's great. And pesto is just sort of like a version of dressing, if you will. What I did was I used my blender, and it calls for, let's see, a tablespoon of olive oil. So it could really be any kind of vegetable oil you have around, but I did use a tablespoon of the olive oil in here. 3 cups of fresh spinach. So I bought a bag of fresh spinach from Aldi. You're going to want to take the stems out just so that you don't have that texture in there. But 3 cups of this goes right in your blender. Don't even have to do much to it. 1 cup of fresh basil leaves. So again, another Aldi purchase. And you can get 1 cup out of 2 of these containers. Now what's great about this pesto, just so far, is that we're using a hard, healthy fat like olive oil, and we're using nice, deep green veggies, which have a lot of nutritional value going for them. So you put the basil in there as well, a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese, and I bought already grated to save some time, but you could certainly grate your own. Put the Parmesan cheese right in there, and then it calls for a 1/2 cup of chicken broth, and I like to put that right on top of everything to kind of weigh it down or wet it down a little bit. Now this chicken broth isn't low sodium, but you can certainly find like a low sodium version to keep the salt down, but you are going to add some black pepper in here for a little bit of flavor too. So once that's all in your blender, just blend it up like a smoothie, and you're gonna see it gets this nice beautiful green color. If I can get it open. Oh, that would be spectacular. Big pesto explosion. Alright, so the tongs here. Let's see if you can zoom in on this at all. I mean, it's super simple. So I'm going to pour the pesto right over the pasta. And I mean, look at how beautiful green that is. There's all kinds of good stuff in there, some vitamin K. And it just looks really nice with this pasta, I think. Now, again, pasta salad is something that is sort of subjective. So you can make it cold, you can make it hot, you can use a different noodle, you can put whatever kind of veggies in there that appeal to you. Our recipe, though, calls for some red pepper. So just one whole chopped red pepper. I'm gonna throw that in there. So we're adding more color here. And hopefully you've been able to check out some of our previous videos that we've done. We talked about eating a rainbow. So this certainly is many colors of the rainbow already. We also talked about the My Plate with different food groups. And you've got two food groups represented here already. I'm about to add a third. Okay. My beans. Right here. So it calls for a cannellini bean or like a white bean. I bought these Great Northern beans at Aldi. I already did drain them and rinse them off. The salt that's in there is, you want to get rid of that if you can. So I just poured this into a colander, rinsed it off real good, and they're ready to go. But I wanted to bring them in the can to show you exactly what I bought. But now we've added a third food group, which would be your protein. And this could be a complete meal because you have 3 food groups in here. You've got some protein, vegetables, and it's just a nice summer salad. Now, another nice thing about pesto is that if you have extra spinach and you have extra stuff and you want to make a larger batch of this freezes really well. So I might take like some of this leftover, I can freeze this, and then later on add it to another pasta dish as a quick little side, or maybe put it in some rice for a little side, just to give it a little kick. But you might see pesto in the grocery store already pre-made. You're gonna pay a little more for that, and there might be some ingredients in there you don't maybe want. So making your own is always preferred. So that is our pasta salad. And let me just move this up to the front. While Michelle's still getting ready for her next recipe, I wanted to point out that there is a comment section, no matter where you're viewing this from. Please utilize that comment section to send us pictures. Maybe you took a stab at making this pasta salad, or maybe you have like a nice barbecue dish that you tweaked a little bit to make it a little healthier. Please snap pictures of that stuff and tag NFP so that we can see those. And actually, with this live event series that we're doing, you will be eligible to win prizes the more that you interact with us. So if you're watching live, send your questions in real time and we'll try to answer them for you right now. And get those pictures in too, because all of those interactions with us put you in the running for fabulous prizes. All right. So we're going to talk about shish kebabs next.
Veggie kebab.
Okay. I'm going to get out of the way and start flipping.
This is a fun one. If I just stop stabbing myself with the kebab stick, with the skewer. All right. Hi everybody. This is a little different. The folks that normally come to our programs, they are used to seeing us in person. We miss you guys. I know a lot of you guys are on there right now. And we want to say that we miss you. We can't wait to see you again. As soon as it's safe for all of us to be together again, we certainly will. And we'll make up for lost time. But until then, let's eat and let's cook. Well, let's cook first and then let's eat. So this one is a vegetable kebab. And with this kebab, it's very colorful. So I'm going to, is it okay that I move this out the way?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm going to bring up the ingredients so you know what is on the kebab. So what I have is already the chopped and done version of it. And for you, I want to show you some of the colorful ingredients that we have here. And this ties nicely into what Kelly was talking about on her previous pre-recorded live sessions of how colorful you want your food to be. So each color within the color group, within each food group, has some great health benefits, overall health benefits. So some of the things, I use all my peppers, so I don't have any more fresh peppers. Some of the things that you find on a kebab, this is what I put on it, but you can literally put anything you want on it. We are doing a vegetarian version, plant-based, we want to support that and talk about the great benefits of being plant-based and things of that nature. So on here, instead of having meat, we are having some nice, juicy, thick mushrooms. That gives it great meaty flavor. It's just at each end because it's nice looking. And they're very hearty. It has some great properties in there. that'll give you the meat consistency, the meat flavor, without you having to eat meat if you're trying to have Meatless Mondays and want to cut back on some meat every now and again. So on this kebab, almost said shish kebab, on this kebab we have mushrooms, that is zucchini, which is right here. When I had it at the store, the kiddos was like, oh, that's cucumbers. No, it's zucchini. And I wish we were with the kids again right now because they will always say that. Peppers, red onions. This is yellow summer squash. And that's it. You can also put tomatoes on there. Literally anything that you like to have on your kebab, feel free to do so. So with the kebabs, you just chop it up nicely and then you place it in the bowl. So actually, I should have did that before I put them on the skewer, and I'm gonna do it now. This is the fun part when you do live. Nothing is perfect, right? And when you cook, nothing is perfect. It's all an experiment. That's what I tell the kiddos. Cooking is a science experiment. So you gotta make it work with what you have and have fun with it. Have fun with it. All right? So you put everything in there. I have some going on the grill already. So Madison, could you get a good shot of what's on the grill there for folks? So they can see how it looks when it's all nice and prettied up. Okay, and what this recipe calls for is a lot of these great ingredients up here. All these ingredients you can find at Aldi's and any other store you go to. It might look a little different, but you can find them at whatever store that's in your community at a very affordable price. So this calls for about 1/4 cup. I grew up in the age where you kind of eyeball it, so nice and moist, but not too much, right? And then you want 1/4 cup of balsamic vinegar. Could you get that for me?
Yep.
Thank you. And then we want some minced garlic. If I can find my nice minced garlic. Thank you. This is why you have to have some great shoe chefs. When you are slipping, they have you. Okay. So if you don't want to chop, they have this handy dandy jar here, and it's already chopped for you. Sometimes we have to have some shortcuts when cooking. That's perfectly fine. You know, normally we're all at work, working, have to travel on the freeway, and we always don't have time. So you have to take some shortcuts, but as long as they're the healthier versions of the shortcuts, it's okay. Some Italian seasoning. Oh, thank you. Balsamic vinegar. This I did get at Walmart because Aldi were all out. I think a lot of people have started to cook at home now that we're at home, which is a great thing. Continue that even when we're back at work, and just find some fun shortcuts. Shout out to the families out there that has been getting in contact with us, letting us know how you've been finding shortcuts and fun ways to cook together. So other than that, we have some Italian seasoning blend. Now this Italian seasoning blend I love because instead of you having to go buy fresh, now fresh is great. There's some great properties in there, but it will rack up a nice little bill if you buy everything fresh. If you can't afford it, do it. But for folks who might want to use their money for other things, you literally can get a lot of the different herbs in here, in this Italian seasoning blend. And you can get this anywhere, and it's normally $1 or 97 cents if you go to Walmart or Aldi's. So in here we have marjoram, never say that right, oregano, thyme, rosemary, sage, and basil. All right, so just give it a nice little shake. I put this on everything: pasta, chicken, vegetables, anything that you can put it on, I put it on. You see how this coming together nicely? I wish you was here because you can smell it. Let me push it towards the camera. That's what I learned back in school, that WAF. It's called WAF. It's a science thing here. And a little bit of salt. We really don't need that much because when you are cooking, right? When you're cooking and you allow things to marry, all the flavors blend together nicely, and it naturally enhances the natural sodium within a lot of foods. You don't have to put a lot of salt in things. So that's a little trick that we want to give you. A little pepper. You can do anything on here, really. I'm going by the recipe, which I never do. I never go by the exact recipe, but look at that, smoked paprika for our folks that like some spice. Could you turn those for me, Kelly?
Yep, I'm spinning them.
Okay, thank you.
And like Michelle said, I mean, we're using some common vegetables here, but you could put anything on a kebab. You could put any vegetables you have laying around, stuff that's your favorite. You can leave stuff off if it doesn't appeal to you. You could add some meat to this, some chicken or some shrimp or whatever meat you like to make it more of a meal. But this is a fabulous side dish because it's all good stuff. It's all vegetables, lots of color. And it's another way to prepare vegetables hot without having to like heat up the oven or have a pot of water on the stove. I mean, we're doing all this outside, so.
Yep. And I expect you guys to be doing this, or suspect you guys will be doing this over the holiday weekend and moving forward, because we're actually having a really, really beautiful summer here in Cleveland. And if you're here from other places around the world, hi, this is how we do it in Cleveland. And I hope that you guys have beautiful weather wherever you are tuning in from. So now it's, look at that. Oh, that's beautiful there. That tells you you have a lot of nice flavor going on, and it's nicely marinated. Food flies when you're really cooking. All right, so now you just put it together however you want to, okay? And this is a fun thing for kids to do. Kids like to get messy. They like to join in. They like to put things on their hand. It's a sensory thing. So all of our parents out there, let the kiddos get in there, get messy. We don't have to worry about Sunday's best here, right? We just get in and have a good time, and you just put it together. And you can put it together however you want. And you know what? If you guys want to respond down there in the comment section, tell us what kind of things you like to have on your kebab. I would love to hear how you put it together. I know one thing I love on my kebab is some good shrimp. Some good shrimp, some cheese at the end. Look at that. It's okay to be messy, right? We like to have fun. Look at that. Oh, that smells heavenly. Okay, and then we just put them together. Again, nothing perfect. And what you see here, really, on one kebab, you see the colorful rainbow. You have all the different colors of the rainbow on the kebab. I am a little picky with the pattern. The pattern, I can't have 4 zucchini in a row. Look at that, coming up nicely. So nonetheless, this cooks for about 15 minutes. You constantly rotate it. And then after that, you can enjoy it and have it with that nice pasta salad that Kelly just made for you guys. I really wish you guys were here to eat it, but again, we'll have some challenges that you guys can get partake in that later. And look at that. Look at that. As soon as you put it on, it sizzle.
Yep.
Did you get the sizzle? Look at that.
And these are completely vegan.
Yes.
There's,
Vegetarian,
unless
vegan.
you added like a Parmesan cheese or something to this, this is a vegan dish.
Uh-huh. This is
They look great.
perfectly good for everyone. Whether, you know, this is a great fun way, honestly, to get your kids to eat some veggies if they oppose veggies, if they're like, veggies is too healthy, kids don't eat veggies. If you get their hands dirty, have a good time with them, let them be a part of preparing it, the kids are more likely to eat it and enjoy it and want to show off to their parents. Look, Mom, Dad, I made it. So definitely let them get in on it. We have a question?
I just wanted to say a couple people said they wanted to put tomatoes, squash, zucchini, onions, and chicken and shrimp on them. They thought that would sound good.
Yes. So send us in pictures of you doing that over the weekend.
Yes.
It is really delicious. And again, you can put any seasoning, any dressings or any vinaigrettes you like on it. I love anything spicy Southwest. So I tend to like, you know, spicy. Okay, I'm gonna get out of Kelly's way and we'll do the next one. And you just let me know what you need. And now I'm your chef.
All right. So this one is fun because, like I mentioned, the shish kebabs are a great way to get, well, Michelle mentioned, they're a great way to put vegetables in your barbecue or your like party food. They are often overlooked. You know, pasta salad's pretty popular. We always make burgers and dogs and things like that. But why not have a vegetable side dish? It looks great on the plate and you're getting some good nutrition in your friends and family too. But I did mention those are like a vegan version. Now you might have people in your family that prefer not to eat meat. So what we're going to show you is a veggie burger or a black bean burger. And again, these recipes are available for you to download. This was super simple, and if you've been to a restaurant somewhat recently, you might have seen things like veggie burgers, black bean burgers on the menu. They're real popular now. They're really easy to make, and according to the recipe, it calls for 2 cans of black beans. I'm only going to show you a little bit of beans though, because these black beans have already been drained and rinsed, just like the white beans were. Get all the salt off if you can. And what we're going to do to these is mash them. I'm going to keep a little bit out. I'm going to mash them using a potato masher. You can put this in a food processor or the blender. You can use forks and mash this up, but with a simple potato masher, it works really well. And you're gonna burn some calories doing this because,
Get that workout
yeah, little upper body workout here. And you just mash them up real good. It's gonna mash into like a paste, almost like a batter. And I won't spend a lot of time doing this because I think you'll get the idea. Now, the recipe says to mash these up real well and then add that extra little half cup in there. I think to give it a little bit of texture so the whole burger isn't smooth. It's got a little bit of like bean texture in it still. What I found is I added the other ingredients and I kept mushing with the potato masher. So it calls for carrots. I shredded mine in my food processor. You could shred them on a hand shredder. You could chop them real fine. Just get like a fine carrot in there. Some red onion. Red onion's great for something like this because it's going to bring out the flavor, and it's like a mild flavor. It's not super strong or anything. So some red onion. You want to add a little bit of breadcrumb for some texture. However, these are panko breadcrumbs, which is just a type of breadcrumb, but you can use Italian breadcrumbs or plain or your homemade stuff. If it's whole grain, that's going to be a little better. But I just bought the standard panko from, I think this was from Walmart. It already has a little bit of seasoning in it. But if you're needing to go gluten-free or want to do like more of a whole grain, you could use a cooked brown rice instead. You could use cooked quinoa instead, which are whole grains and they're naturally gluten-free. Is there a question coming through?
Just going off what you said, Sherry said that her vegan daughter makes burgers with black beans and oatmeal.
Okay, that's another great example of like this grain portion that we're adding in here. And oats are naturally gluten-free, so that's an excellent suggestion. So I just found that with these ingredients, I can mash them all together, and I think I get like a better paste. I'm gonna put all the seasonings in here too. This one calls for 2 cloves of garlic, minced. And I brought the garlic just to remind everyone, this is a clove. The big one that you buy at the store, that is a bulb. So you're not putting 2 bulbs of garlic in this or anything. 2 of these cloves. I just cut the ends off and then I use a garlic press to get it nice and small. But you put 2 garlics in there, some chili powder, which I know is around here somewhere. And what's great about these recipes is we're using common ingredients for more than one thing. So if you've already had this on hand for your kebabs, now you're putting it in your black bean burger and you're able to utilize a little more of this. So the chili powder is going to go in there and the cumin. Now Michelle and I decided, thank you, Michelle and I decided to make this more of like a southwestern style because of the black beans being the base. Cumin really brings out the flavor in the beans and gives it like a nice southwestern flair. So that's why we decided to add the cumin too. And then it does call for a little bit of salt, and that's okay. We've rinsed off what was in the can of beans for the most part, so that little bit of salt will give it another little flavor boost. And you're going to get 7 burgers out of this. So that little bit of salt is going to be distributed among the 7 burgers. So you're not going to get a whole lot of sodium in there. But you just mash that really good. And then here's our, Michelle likes to call TV magic. This is what this lovely like batter would look like when it's all nice and ready to mush, ready to go. So you're gonna scoop a half cup of this at a time and make it into a patty, just like you would like a ground meat or a ground turkey or something like that. And I will show you. Now once you've created patties with this batter, and like I said, you should get 7 out of this entire recipe, but you can make them smaller if you want to make sliders, or you can make them huge if you want. But the nutrition information on the recipe is for like 1/7 of this batter. But you just make little patties just like you would with anything. I forgot to mention there's an egg in here holding it all together. So this is not vegan this way, but if you're interested in not using egg, for maybe you are following a vegan diet or you're allergic to egg or something, you might not know this, but the liquid that these beans come in has a name. It's called aquafaba. And I know we're spilling it out and rinsing them off, but if you reserve a little bit of that aquafaba that's in this can, it can be used in the same purpose as like an egg. So to go strictly vegan with this, you could have reserved a little bit of that instead of the egg. So I apologize, I didn't show myself putting the egg in here, but there is an egg holding this together. So when you get these on the grill, you're going to want to give them a couple minutes on each side to make sure that egg is cooked. And remember, because there's raw egg in these, once we remove them from the plate to cook them, don't put your cooked ones back on the same plate. It's just like ground meat, you don't want raw egg getting back on the stuff that you're going to eat. But this is a really nice alternative to like standard burgers, and we can show you more when we've got it plated up. But what's recommended to put on these guys is, I think I'll put them on over here. What's recommended is like some salsa and maybe some, you know what, I'm gonna spray it. Some salsa, maybe some guacamole or some avocado slices. I'm gonna give it a spray because these are a little sticky. They're stickier than like a beef burger would be. You don't want any extra. Or you could put the standard lettuce, tomato on here. You can use any kind of vegetable. Maybe some of the vegetables from your kebabs would be like a nice layer on here too. And we brought buns to show you to serve it like a typical burger, but you could also use like a lettuce leaf, which we brought too. So we'll show you what that looks like at the end. But this is really easy, and you can use any type of bean. You can throw in any kind of veggies you got laying around. You can take out the Southwestern and make it more of a Greek or Italian or however you want to season it up. But this is a healthier alternative to regular burger.
Right.
Okay.
On to the next one. We have a lot of different recipes today. We actually have 4, so this is our 4th one. And then a special impromptu little surprise for you guys. The reason why we did so many is because we know that during this holiday time, and really the summer sometimes just feel like a full holiday, right? During the summertime, we tend to eat out a lot as far as barbecues and family gatherings. We're out more, which is a great thing. We need to socialize and be out with one another, but safe, and have that physical distancing. Generally, we're together. It's a big crowd of us together. Don't do what I just did with the scissors. I just realized I did that. Quality. We don't want to do that. But generally, we're together in gatherings, and we tend to eat more than we normally would, or that's recommended for us. And so what we wanted to show you is that you can really enjoy some hearty meals out and about with your family, at a barbecue, at a picnic, at a party, at a gathering. And you can still make sure that it tastes good, but it's good for you. So this next one that's coming up, you already had your pasta dish, you've had your full-blown veggie kebab, you've actually had a great veggie protein burger. So now what we're gonna do is create I call them fancy corns, but you know, it's many different names. It's just variety corns. And this is a fun one because I don't recall that I grew up eating fresh corn. I remember eating canned corn and frozen corn when I got a little older. So it was kind of interesting to me as I started watching Food Network Channel. That's how I learned how to really cook. Sorry to my family. So with the corn on the cob, it was really fascinating to me to learn how to do and play around with the husk and infuse the flavor within the corn. So I'm going to show you guys that. But Madison, if you want to just stroll on over there and get a shot of the corn going there so they can see how it looks within the husk. And it's still going. It's been on there for about 10 minutes or so. So it's going to take a little bit before it's fully done. But I'll show you really quickly the fun part. This is another fun one for your kiddos. Excuse me, Kelly. Another fun one for your kiddos to get involved and have a good time. And at the end, Kelly and I will plate it together so we can show you some variations. So with the husk, you actually, when you peel it open, for folks that haven't had it, I might be like the only one, but in case anybody else hadn't had it so far, and kiddos, you know, it might intimidate them until they come and bend it here. They get to just have fun and just let these fly. You might have seen me in the back of Kelly at the beginning, in the back table doing this. This is a very fun sensory thing. It's all about, for me, it's about the senses. It's about having a good time with your food, having fun with it. And you just want to get all of these little stringies off here that is within the husk. I know I have some master farmers out there, master, what are they called? Master gardeners out there. So I know it's an official name for these little stringies, but I call them little stringies here. Silks, thank you, Master Gardener right here. So you want to get all of this off first. Now you can do one of two things. You can simply put it on the grill, like Madison just showed you there. You will pull out the silk, thank you, and push it back up like this, and then just simply lay it on the grill. Or what I've learned at Food Network, shout out to Food Network channel, with this, a great way to infuse the corn is to flavor it and to season it. So butter, olive oil, hopefully the butter, oh yeah, that's the benefit of some 80+ degree weather out here. Look at that butter, right? Get some butter here. Get that going there. Let me actually move this so you guys can see it. It's a little prettier. Apologies, Madison. Can you see me now?
Mm-hmm.
And my kiddos out there, if you have ever done this before at home with your family, go ahead and chime in. Start writing some comments up there. Let us know what you do. So, I mean, you know, again, I don't really measure unless I'm baking because that's a real science. You don't want to mess anything up. But you just, this is the fun part. Look at that. Look at that. You just got to have a good time with it. Now, I used to work with little kids, and they love doing this kind of stuff. It's like putting lotion on, but on a corn. All right, so you just put some great butter in there, and then wipe off your hands because they are buttery. And then you can, like I told you, with any recipe that you do, like the kebab, you just want to season it. So season it whatever you like. All right. Now, I'll tell you, this is something else I learned on the Food Network channel. It's all about flavor. So you want to layer the flavors, all right? So if you put the corn on there without the seasoning, it's okay. But if you do this ahead of time, this is nothing but garlic powder, no garlic salt, okay? Because remember at the beginning, I said there's enough sodium in everything that we eat. Naturally, it comes in there. So you don't need to add anything else with this, especially if you have butter on there, okay? And all these spices and seasons that you put on, it really enhances the flavor, so you don't have to do anything. Now, right now I'm just seasoning, but at the end, if you don't season at the beginning, you can do that at the end. And you see, I'm just grabbing things. I'm not going by a recipe. I'm not really a recipe kind of gal. I like looking at recipes to get ideas. And then I just go for what I have in my cabinet, because that's the fun part. It's all a science experiment. Crushed red pepper, spicy, spicy. I think I'm gonna call this a Southwest Cobb.
Sounds good.
Yeah? Oh, you smell it? Can you smell it?
Yes.
I put the cumin on there, the crushed red pepper, right?
And imagine how surprised your family is going to be when they open up their corn to eat it and it's
Yeah.
already all seasoned and pretty and real fancy.
Uh-huh. And look at that, especially the kiddos. And this is the beautiful thing about having everybody participate. Not one parent, mom, dad is there cooking all day by themselves. They don't have to hear their kids say, oh, I didn't want it like that. I wanted it like this. I wanted it like this. So if everybody's participating, everybody gets to have it the way they want it. Okay? So this is another one. I just showed you that one. You think those are ready to plate?
Could be. You want to put any seasonings on these?
Yeah, I
Or
think
these
we
the
should put
plain
seasoning
ones?
on there. Since I showed them how to open up that husk, let's do that. Let's plate it.
Someone commented that she puts butter on the corn and then sprinkles Parmesan cheese.
Ooh, yes, yes. So you are ahead of the game. Look what I have here.
And someone else said that you can add some lime or lemon juice.
Yes, and oh, I love our crowd today. I love the audience because look here, lime. So we do have some variations. So you guys can keep bringing it. I can make it up the way you guys say it. We can put it together. We have tons of ingredients. So the one individual, she says she does just butter and Parmesan cheese. We have that here. These I did not season. Oh, they're hot. They're ready to go. Yeah. And actually, you know, I did miss a step. We're supposed to take it off and then put it back on. But you just do what you got to do when you are cooking, right? Nothing is perfect. So you can literally season these now and then put it on there to get a nice little brown burn there. but you don't want to put the cheese on if you're going to do that. If you do, close it back up and do it. All right, so Kelly, you want to get in here?
Sure.
And we both can, actually, let's switch and put it on these plates because they're pretty. Favorite color blue, in case anybody was wondering. This is a really pretty plate.
A couple other people said that they like hot sauce and cilantro.
Come on with the hot sauce. Yes, spicy. Spicy, spicy. I like that.
The recipe that's downloadable for this corn has instructions on, you know, more traditional methods, maybe making it on the stovetop or even in the microwave.
In the microwave, yeah.
If you
I
don't
seen
have
that.
access to a stove or something. But if you're making it on the grill, why not leave the husks on and make it like an official outdoor food?
Yep. I
It
agree.
looks great. This is a yellow vegetable, so it has a phytochemical in it called lutein, which is beneficial for inflammatory reasons, for your vision, your eyes, and it adds more color to the plate. And an ear of corn it has less than 100 calories in it, so it gets kind of a bad rap sometimes.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it's a good vegetable. Now, we're putting butter and cheese and some other goodies on there, and that's okay. This is still a really good vegetable.
Yeah. All in moderation, right? That's what we teach our patients and community members who we hope become our patients. We teach them it's all about moderation. You know, it's not about being perfect. It's just about making it work for you. And that's why this is called Wellness for You. Okay, it's all individualized approaches, right? So I like the lime one. Right here we got some cilantro. I like to get the stuff at the grocery store that people tend to overlook and try to bring it back to life. This one looks a little sad, so take it home, take it to the office, water it, do some fun stuff with it, just to bring it back to life. Not a master gardener, but I'm on my way. Barbara, if you're watching, I'm on my way. That's one of our colleagues in finance. Do I have a knife?
Yeah, we have, what is this? Like
Oh,
feta?
that's
or-
feta, and this is Parmesan. So you guys have fun with it, and as soon as I find a
Yeah,
knife,
it looks like restaurant grade. Fancy. And yeah, letting the kids kind of pick and choose what they want to do too, and making it more colorful, making it fun, and then they can eat their ear of corn that they put on the grill. I think they'd really enjoy that.
okay, so I can't find my knife to cut this open, but I know I just had it. Did I put it in my handy dandy pocket? Well, we keep it moving, right? So, oh, no, butter. Butter.
Here you go.
Thank you. Oh, it had a butter on it, that's why. Okay, so the lime. Trick with the lime, this is what I teach the kids. Because limes are extremely hard, you have to put some pressure on it. And really I do this with everything, limes, lemon, oranges, grapefruit, whatever's round that I can roll. I do this, and it's probably a scientific method behind it, but for me, it softens it up and it distributes or redistributes all the juices and the liquids to the center, and it actually makes the skin softer. So cut it. You just go around in a circle, and if you were to feel it before and now, you can tell the big difference, right? So with the kids, we tell them to go like this. In case you're watching, kiddos, remember Miss Michelle said do this? Right? Miss Michelle cut herself a lot when I first learned to cook. Actually, that knife is not as sharp as I like. So we're gonna do it like this. My nub's back. This is another trick. Anything round, you cut it flat, lay it down. That's not my cutting board, but we make it work. And now look, it's not rolling. Kiddos, if you're watching, this knife isn't as sharp or has
Oh,
the,
you got it.
yep, you just put it in there and get it cut. Boom. Now look how juicy that is. Do you see the juices?
Smells
It's redistributed. Yeah, right? Look at that. Look at the juices. Okay, so I had a handy dandy tool that I thought was cool. I rhyme all the time. It's just a gift. So you just put it on here. What are these called? Juicers? Twisters?
I think so. Juice.
Okay, I tend to make up names for things. And look at that.
Wow.
Look at that. Parents, if you would love for your kiddos to have a little gadget like this, it was only $1. You can get these from the Dollar Tree. Apple
the littlest
slicers, Dollar
kids
Tree.
could help with this.
Mm-hmm. Look at that. Look at the juice. Now, parents, we could use this for a different reason, right? The lime, lemon, have a good time, right? But for this, we're going to use it for that. Okay, what else did she say she put on there? Because I've just been going. Some Parmesan. This cheese, I want to show you guys this. I was looking for a different cheese, but it's queso fresco. Nonetheless, it tastes and smells heavenly. So this would be a nice one. It's a crumbling cheese. And another sensory thing, the kiddos can just get in there and crumble. Look at that. It looks very similar to like a blue cheese, right? Get in there and crumble it, have it nice with some cilantro, and just have a good time with it. Anything else we want to show them with this corn? Different variations?
So again, on the recipe that you can download, we provided 4 different examples, and it's a variety of all of these things Michelle's showing you. But you know, you can leave stuff out or add stuff in. One of the things that it recommends here is bacon bits.
Oh, bacon bits,
which,
yep.
Yep, we have them there. So bacon bits, paprika, chili powder, that lime juice, and some cilantro. Sounds kind of interesting.
And for my colleagues that are vegan vegetarian, Megan, shout out to you. Susan Knope, shout out to you. They do have fake bacon, okay? So if you don't want the real bacon, you can get the fake bacon. Or the tofurkey.
Someone did comment, where can we find these recipes? And they're actually in the text of the post. There's a link to download the recipes, and there's also a link to give us some feedback on our Wellness Wednesday.
Thank you. And the very last thing we want to do, if you want to take a glance at all the things we've made and how they're coming along, actually these kebabs are coming down. That means they're ready to come off.
So these burgers aren't going to get really juicy because there's like very little fat in here, as opposed to like a meat burger. But what we wanted to show you is you can use a traditional bun with all of your toppings, or you can try wrapping it in a lettuce leaf for more of a flair, I guess. On your plate, though, the pasta salad, remember, this is a grain, so this should only be about 1/4 of your plate. And then when we add things like corn and the kebabs, that could be the half of your plate that is vegetables. So between the lovely ear of corn and put a kebab on there too.
Look at that. Oh, that's a beautiful plate. Look at that.
Now
Beautiful.
just remember, like we were talking about watching carbs and things like that, the corn does have a lot of carbohydrate in it, so you're going to want to count that along with the pasta and even with the beans that are in this burger if you're watching carbs. But because corn is a vegetable, this is exactly the my plate. So what you see here is half vegetables, got a little bit of pasta, and then you've got your protein in the other 1/4 of your plate. But talk about like eating a rainbow and eating the my plate, I think we've got it all covered.
We sure do. And then you can literally take every ingredient that we've used here today and include it in the other ingredient to make sure that the food that you're making or the food that you're purchasing at the store stretches your dollar as much as possible. Anytime you find that things are starting to go bad in your refrigerator, just look for our recipes, or just get creative and throw something together. One pot meals, grill it up really quickly. If you like to make smoothies, you can do that. And then you can repurpose some things like this is kid friendly, okay? Pineapple juice, but distilled pineapple juice. So I put a little water in there. Parents, kids, close your ears. Parents, this is a trick. If you want your kids to have something a little sweet, but not too much sugar, you can put half water in it to kind of water it down, but it still give it a little sweet flavor. Not too much sugar. We don't want them to have too much sugar. And then you can just cut a little lime or a lemon, raspberries. I forgot the raspberries. They're supposed to go in here and float around, so it's pretty. But nonetheless, a nice little straw, and you have you a nice summer drink to go with your great summer meal or the grilling. Thank you guys for tuning in. Do we have any more questions?
No more questions. A lot of people are commenting that it looks easy to make these dishes. Someone said the pineapple juice looks delicious too.
I can't wait for us to end because we're going to drink it. We're going to drink it. So the last thing we want to tell you guys about is the challenge. Well, 2 things. The evaluation we have, it's a simple interactive evaluation. The link should be in the post, and then we'll send out another little blast with the post at the end, so you'll be able to click on that link. And it's only a 3-question, open-ended question survey. Just give us some feedback. Let us know what you thought about today's session, so we can continue to build upon this and make it work for you guys and kind of gear it towards your needs and your interests. And then the other thing we want to mention is, like Kelly said at the beginning, we are going to be doing some great giveaways. We are challenging each of you guys to show us how you either recreate what we made here today, or show us how you now know, based on the tips and tricks that we've given you today, how to remake or remix your favorite barbecue in a healthier way that's great for your overall health and wellness. And when you do that over the weekend or whenever you choose to do it, send us a picture in to this post, attach it to this post, and let us know. Or Madison, is your email on there? I do apologize. Is your email on there? They can send a picture or video or something.
It's not, but you can also post a picture on any of our social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, and tag NFP.
Yes, tag NFP and just follow us everywhere. You follow us everywhere, you will get us everywhere. And just send us in what you guys are doing. We really love to see parents and kids cooking together. The top 3 winners, we're going to pick 3 winners. So the top 3 winners will receive a great gift, and they'll be featured at the top of the session next week. Okay, so until next time, you guys take care of yourselves, stay safe, be well, but definitely get out and enjoy the sunshine. Take advantage of the free Metro Parks in your backyard. It is a wonderful free wellness resource available to you all, and it's many all over the city of Cleveland. So just Google Cleveland Metro Parks, and the zoo is now open, and they have some cool dinosaur exhibits, and they're right across the hill. I was worrying if they were going to come over here, the animals. We had dreams about that, but it's right across the hill. We're at Brookside Reservation today, right down from our Ridge Road Health Center, as well as our ABR Women's and Family Health Center. So come on over, enjoy the sunshine, get out with your family this weekend, and cook some food that is really great for you and your family.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Everybody have a great holiday, and put July 22nd on your calendar because we'll be back. And I think we're featuring more healthy desserts for summertime desserts.
And we need it. It's hot. Cool us down. Take care, guys.